We got a game on Setons between two teams who never play Setons but are very good everywhere else. We got Yamajirima and Saduga. They're the current APC champions, so 2v2v2 or just 2v2. They are the best team, and they're taking on Raging Squirrel and Tag Rock. So very good players from the Domination Gods clan. We see here Raging playing a Cybern. They go on second air. Cyber Navy here, and he's going to be taking on Saduga. Also Cybern, we should see a very nice Cyber and Cybern naval fight. We got Rock playing a Seraphim. Yes, Seraphim's pretty good late on, but might have some trouble with Navy. And Yama playing with Aeon. And Aeon is always good in large maps. So we'll speed this up. So this is 2v2, so slightly different than what we usually see with 4v4. We don't have the mid players fighting over the rock, over the wrecks, but we might see fighting here very soon anyway. And also in the back, no back player taking over for ASF. So this is 3603, not the latest version, but the version from the FAF ladder. So it should be close to regular 3603, but probably not quite the same. So Raging about to get an air factory. It looks like 6 PGens still working on the Hydro. It's a strange build. We see a Celine going into the middle for a rock. It's a nice scout. All the ACUs are pretty much staying put for now. Very early Navy from Yama. I guess when you have that many mask extractors, you can go Navy very early. We also see a bomber coming in from Rock. He is looking for drops in the middle here, and he is about to get a drop. Looks like he's going to load up some Arty as well as NGs. This Arty is stuck. That's always annoying. So here we're coming up on minute 4. Nobody's gone to the middle yet, but now we're seeing 3 transports coming into the middle. 2 from the bottom side and 1 from Saduga. We also see Saduga going pretty early Navy as well. No fighting over this island yet, and that's not surprising given that the transports are going to the middle. Units have been dropped off. We see Saduga. It's going to be a very bad situation. Actually, very well played from Saduga. Just reclaimed those Arty, and I was going to reclaim the. That was a bomb from Rock, so that was a very good bomb. But now we're seeing. Yeah, and it appears that Saduga with a single transport with 4 NGs just completely took over. And now he's got assistance, another drop from Yama. So the middle is won, at least temporarily, by the top side. Another transport coming in from Rock. Looks like it's loaded up with more NGs. Don't want to drop into Auroras. And this is going to be a big boost for the top side, and you can see their scores are much higher. We're also seeing transport from Raging coming into the island. Some interceptors for Saduga, but doesn't look like they're going to do much. And we'll see the ACE for Raging going into the middle. Of course, it's going to be a little late. Still maybe a few thousand mass left here, but the big chunks are all gone. And here we see the early Navy from Yama. It's a frigate. It is going to probably get killed eventually. Frigate on frigate plus a sub, but still nice harassment. And Rock's island is going to belong to Rock. And now we see Raging with his ACU getting some mass. Should be able to take over the middle, but it's not that big a deal anymore. 2-2 Navy, minute 7 now. It's very early. We're seeing 2-2 subs from Yama. And with those, you'll be able to control the frigates very easily. Of course, probably a destroyer would be better, although Aeon destroyers don't shoot straight, so perhaps these faster subs is a better choice. Now more drops coming in from Rock. Oh, this one looks like Rock is going to do something that you should never do. Very surprising to see that from Rock, but it is happening. Yeah, have not seen that on Setons since Griefer and Affleck used to do it in 2009. But then even they decided not to do it anymore. And it appears that, yeah, now this island completely belongs to Raging. He's got a whole bunch of flak. It'll be very hard to take over. And we also see T2 Navy, so it appears that these players are really strong with Navy, very early Navy. And this destroyer is going to take care of these T1 subs. They got to run away. And a whole bunch of T1 subs, really no chance against the destroyer, so Suzuki's got to change it up into frigates. See Raging's ACU just chilling in the water. Now T2 Air from Rock, he's using those really not such good torpedo bombers from Seraphim, but now pretty massive T1 Air Force coming in from Yama. He's going to shut down this air production. It'll be a pretty big loss in terms of torpedo bombers. Actually, Rock has most of his air force above Yama's base, and here comes a cruiser from Yama. This is going to really solve any air problems for him. And we got to remember, Yama is Aeon, so he's got the swift winds. So early on, we should see total air domination from the top side, given that they have Aeon plus cruisers. I'll see a destroyer, but not really too much damage. A pretty big submarine force from Rock. And those are the Seraphim subs. They're very weak. Really, the only time you should ever build one is if you want to kill an ACU or take on a single frigate. Otherwise, they're very weak. You can see Raging moving in. You see multiple T2 ships, very heavy on cruisers, but also some frigates and a destroyer plus stealth coming in. Pretty big force from Saduga as well, and now we also seeing Jesters, but these should be shut down very easily. We also see air force from both players in the area, and now you see Raging doing the right thing, going in with his T1 Navy, but really his T2 was too far away for support, so he just kind of gave that T1 away. And now we missed that drop from Rock, but you can see he did a lot of damage. See a lot of dead units here. It looks like he took out at least 6 mask extractors. Still working on taking all the mask extractors, Rock. And this is pretty intense, a naval battle, but it appears that Raging is getting the better. He's got 2 destroyers, so these T1 subs can't really do much. You see, they don't even get to hit too much torpedo defense. Well, eventually. So many more T2 ships from Raging. If you look at his production, this looks very nice. A lot of NGs around those factories. It's beginning to look similar for Saduga, but definitely in terms of NGs a lot less than what Raging has. And it looks like it's going to be trouble for Rock. A whole bunch of Auroras, plus some destroyers and cruisers moving in from Aeon. And usually by this stage, it's his minute 15, we should see a T2 Aeon factory making T2 flak, as well as T2 shields for this Aeon Navy and making it nearly indestructible. We are not seeing that. All we're seeing is Auroras plus these destroyers. And we can see Rock here being very aggressive with this arty. Looks like he's just going to put it on water, attempt to use it against these ships, but the Navy from Rock is all T1. There is a destroyer coming out very soon. It's just a single destroyer though, although it is only one destroyer for Yama as well. So if these ships were here to help out, it'd be a pretty even fight. And also we do see this still a very even battle between Raging and Saduga, although a lot more T1 from Raging. It looks like air domination from Saduga. He's giving away a lot of kills to these cruisers. So 47 kills for this cruiser, only 4, so pretty new cruisers. And now once again Raging pushing with his T1, following with the T2, and a lot of destroyers here, so should be a bad situation for Saduga soon. Interesting, we don't see any T1 land factory making NGs. It appears that Saduga is using naval factories to make the NGs. And it's very strange, his destroyer just sort of left alone to die. Strange things happening. And now we're seeing 2 destroyers being chased away by a whole bunch of arty plus frigates. And these a team of submarines here, a whole bunch of T1 plus T2, getting a lot of free kills. We see a Rock making torpedo launchers with the NGs, but his build capacity on that Navy is basically non-existent. Should have factories here and making NG spam to that Navy all the time. I was seeing Raging using some torpedo bombers to help out his Navy, but they are running into this T1 Air Force, but that T1 Air Force should be disappearing very soon. See, the bottom side here is controlling both of the side islands. That should be a significant economy boost. And now we're seeing these T2 gunships. This is minute 18. Usually you don't see these getting these types of shots. We do not see any ASF, but we got to remember this is 3603, so ASF is more expensive in terms of power. I see still a lot of T1 mass extractors from Raging. He's just going full his entire eco into this Navy. And it appears that Rock has lost Navy. He didn't really had no build capacity at his factory, so that's not surprising. And Air is not surprisingly dominated by the Aeon player here with the Swift Winds. That's really makes Aeon much more powerful in 3603. Still absolutely no ASF. And here comes the T3 Air factory from Rock. He's going to make T3 Air try to get Air back, and that's really the first step into getting out of the situation. But with Aeon Navy here, if you get a few T2 flag here plus cruisers and shields, nearly impossible to kill with air. We are seeing Yama trying to help out Saduga, who's really been dominated here by Raging. Raging really took his time, was very methodical, but always had a superior Navy, and now you can see this T1 Navy taking out these NGs. And it's very nice to see this cruiser plus stealth just going to shoot from far away. Nothing that these units can do. And elsewhere, really big trouble. You can see multiple mass extractors lost for Saduga. Now some destroyers going into the middle for Raging. Now we're actually seeing this Navy here getting attacked by the Corsairs. The T2 Cyber bomber is very good against Naval. See Raging here with his T2 factory. That's one thing we see about Raging. He's got a lot of NGs around his factories. He's got a very good build capacity. Should see a little more NGs around this T3 Air factory. Of course, Rock may have some power problems. This is about as much as he can do without building more power. He's still got some remnants of a Navy, but if Yama wanted to, you could take it out. Now you see these cruisers. Very vulnerable, so a few T2 flags would make this Navy so much more powerful. It does not appear to be in the plans for Yama at all. He has no T2 land factories. Actually interesting, Yama has put his ACU into the corner. It would be an excellent target for a teleport snipe if you're Raging later on in the game. And this is 22 minutes. But of course now if we look at the power production from these two players, not too much T3 power yet, so no tele snipes in the near future. Still T2 Air from Saduga. Now we are seeing T3 Air from Yama. You can see that Rock did push a lot of the air back, but this looks like a cruiser spam from Yama. Those are very good ships, but they're not very good at actually killing things, but very good anti-air. Now we're seeing these destroyers, 5 destroyers from Raging making it to the other side. These very powerful weapons as long as they dodge these shots from Aeon, and they actually might be able to kill this Navy here. It's 4v2 in terms of T2 plus T2 air support, and this will be a victory for Raging. That was a very important victory, and 3 more destroyers coming in, so superior naval force now we have. And now we got to remember these are all cruisers coming in from Yama. He has not been making destroyers. Those are going to be very susceptible to destroyers, but it doesn't look like Raging is going to wait. He just completely dominates it with T2 bombers. So Rock, having a great ally, really helped him out. Raging completely devastated Saduga, and now has wiped out, well, nearly wiped out. He's about to do it, Yama's navy. So Raging definitely a minute 25, by far the best player in this game. Rock working on some eco. It's just ridiculous to see T3 mask extractors being upgraded while you still have T1 mask extractors. Might as well just trade some. Very easy to upgrade those, but it's a matter of preference. Now you can see no more T1 Navy from Raging. He does not need any because it can make it across. And here's a fight at T2 bombers versus ASF, but supported by some ASF from Rock. And if you look at the production here, actually we also seen some torpedo bombers, and here comes the first T3 power in the game from Yama. It's going to be a huge boost for the top side. Actually some Auroras from Yama being very annoying toward Rock, taking out multiple mask extractors here. And yeah, we're also seeing T3 power. So T3 power from the top side. The bottom side now finally going T3 power as well. Very important, and Raging had a whole bunch of T2. And this is really an unfair fight for this AN Navy. Their Cyber Navy without using shields are by far the best Navy, and this is just outnumbered and kind of sad. And so many total air domination now from the bottom side with these bombers. Not clear what they're trying to bomb, but many good targets here. Yes, the NGs are always a very good target. Now it appears that Rock has lost air. Very dangerous place to fight over a number of cruisers here. And the build capacity from the bottom side definitely not very good. Except for Raging here. He finally got T3 power, should be able to get a real ASF spam going. But this is a T3 power spam from Saduga, so the top side should have pretty big advantage in terms of the ASF spam. Now we're seeing T2 gunships being used against these destroyers. They are very weak anti-air. Although I believe in 3603 it was buffed slightly, but it doesn't look like these gunships are taking too much damage. It's quite unfortunate. And I do not know if these players are playing with a rule that they don't use shields. Why are obsidians being built? That's very strange. A couple shields around these destroyers and they just become super units. Now we're seeing some ASF coming in from Rock and Raging. They're attempting to win air back. Some ASF from Saduga as well. As long as they don't fight over the cruisers of Yama, they should be in good shape. Yama has very good numbers on the ASF and a constant stream of destroyers from Raging. This is excellent to see. You see 56 kills, 85, 11, 25 plus stealth. This is a very bad place for the top side. And in the middle, middle's actually been very quiet. We are seeing some T3 siege tanks from Rock moving through the middle. Definitely a lot more T3 mask extractors for Rock than for Yama. Now we're seeing gunships from Rock looking for things to kill, but this has been completely wiped out by Raging's navy. Looking at this island from Raging, this is just perfect territory to drop. That's a single T2 drop with some arty. Just wipe that whole place out. It'd be nice to see some flak on there. You see here, much harder to drop this island. A lot of arty in units. And that's pretty tragic to see these destroyers just getting shot for free by these torpedoes. Rock building a wall. That's not clear why he's doing that. There's absolutely no threat from Yama. A couple T2 tanks that would be completely dominated by T3. Iraq attempting to rebuild the navy, actually going T3 here. These young cruisers, extremely good anti-air. Be nice to see these 4 players get on a team and play a team of Setons players. I think it'd be a very good lesson. They would learn a lot of good tricks to make them better in this game. Perhaps we'll see that in 2012, but not sure if they really want that challenge. And actually a nuke now, minute 33 from Raging. This will be a very good nuke. I have not seen any anti-nukes yet. This would be a perfect target. Multiple T3 power. This looks like Saduga should go teleport with that much power. And actually a nuke from Saduga as well. So both teams thinking nukes. I have not seen any anti-nukes yet. Yes, there is an anti-nuke for Iraq, so a very important anti-nuke in Iraq here. We're very susceptible to a bomber snipe. Just take 10 T2 bombers from Cyber, fly it into here and just kill that. And now we are seeing a chicken being constructed by Iraq. Looks like more build capacity around that nuke than around that Air Force factory. That was just why. How many units? This is a. Oh, this is just crazy. 500 unit limit. Okay, so that kind of makes more sense now why there are so little NGs, but it just makes no sense. So here's actually another chicken that I missed from Rock marching through the middle, which makes this wall even more crazy. But there is a chicken moving in on Yama and Saduga. They got to figure that out very fast. Also very strange to lead with Othams in front of a chicken, preventing this chicken from getting a little more veterancy. It looks like this chicken is going to go into Saduga's base. But why would you ever play 500 unit limit? That gives a massive advantage to Cybern in this game. We are seeing, I did see a couple mercies, but pretty good air protection for this chicken. Actually no air protection at all. There is absolutely no flak, so this chicken is at the mercy of air here. We do see a couple cruisers. They'll provide a little protection. We see T3 gunships coming in from Saduga. They are going to attack these cruisers. But these cruisers seem to be very powerful against T3 gunships. I know the T3 gunships are going to focus on that chicken. And the air completely belongs to the top side, so on Setons, air is better than experimentals in most cases. But this chicken is definitely going to do damage. We should expect these engines to be self-destructed. That's not a huge loss. There's a whole bunch of engines for Saduga. It's going to be a question, how many kills can this chicken get? Only 13 kills. That's kind of the problem with these Othams. They stole a lot of kills from this chicken, but it might still take out a few T3 power generators. I've seen T3 submarines coming in from Rock, and these destroyers are going to kill the naval production for Yama. So Navy completely belongs to the bottom side. Now we just see 2 nukes that got launched. It appears that the nuke from Saduga is going over to the nuclear launcher for Raging. This will be a huge loss for Raging. And a nuke from Raging is going to take out, see which nuke hits first. It's nearly simultaneous. Looks like he was going after the ACU, but that was a good nuke from both players. I would say it's a bigger loss for Raging, but that's up to debate. You can see here a GC being constructed, but a huge loss for both players. You can see 154 kills for Saduga, and the nuke that launched the nuke that hit Yama is now destroyed. It was right there. And actually, looking at this bottom ocean, almost no ships left there. See these T3 gunships, very powerful weapon for Saduga. And in the other ocean, it's been air domination for the top side, and they're cleaning up on those destroyers. There's got to be at least 20-30 destroyers that were killed by air in this game. Very sad to see, and now we're seeing Harveys killing off shields that are turned off. That's also very sad to see. But it's going to be very difficult to make it back into this ocean with a whole bunch of T3 subs from Rock. He does have this T3 naval factory from Seraphim, and here comes a battleship. This is a nuclear battleship from Tag Rock. He's making a second. This is a very vulnerable unit here, absolutely no air protection, but it is still being very aggressive. It would be nice to get a couple of these mobile shields around that battleship, give it some protection as well as some flak, just make this indestructible. But as it is, it can easily be hit by those torpedo launchers. So you can see this chicken made it quite far, killed a few T3 power generators, but left about a 20,000 mass chunk. More experimentals being constructed by Rock. And now we can see Yama, Saduga moving in with their air forces over Rock's and Raging's bases. Rock has a whole bunch of anti-air throughout his base. We see his anti-nuke here completely undefended. We see some T3 anti-air, multiple T3 power generators. It'd be nice to see them a little more spread. Yet another anti-nuke. If you spread them out a little further, then a single nuke won't devastate you. Here it's going to be an Omni soon, very good target for the top side. 2 chickens not constructed for the bottom team. And now we're seeing a battleship against T3 gunships. And it's a massive loss for Rock. That's very sad to see. Of course, now these submarines can surface, have very good anti-air capability. Plus a few ASF kill off that. But yeah, Rock seems to be spamming those battleships very quickly. Here we got to remember 3603 can make T3 Navy much faster. But that was a very unnecessary loss of a battleship. And I can see the T3 power is going to be a very good target. But still no air protection for those units except those surfaced submarines. Now minute 42. Looking at Saduga, he's got multiple nuclear launchers. He's got an anti-nuke. This one's already loaded. This one's just been constructed. Actually, a whole bunch of this is a very good Harveys getting through for Yama. And I attempt to kill some T3 mass extractors. Here's also an anti-nuke. Here will be a great target for these Harveys if they no. But now there's going to be a response from Raging. Now these Harveys got to run. And yet another nuke takes out naval production for Rock. Where Rock was able to get, yeah, this cruiser actually got out. So now we're seeing Rock with multiple battleships attacking Saduga's base, plus some cruisers moving into the area. Bugs constructed by Saduga. This is a unit you almost never see ever, but it is being constructed by Saduga. Very expensive, but very vulnerable to air. But if you have total air domination like you see from the top side, might as well make them. Yet another nuke launched by Saduga now. This already had 233 kills on that missile launcher, and that appears to be flying toward these battleships. Another huge loss for Rock. So this is a great anti-naval unit. The nuke. There go the battleships. So 3 battleships from Rock that really didn't do much. We did miss a experimental fight in the middle. It looks like there is a GC actually nearly dead walking toward Raging here with 2 chickens trailing back. It looks like a chicken spam from both Rock and Raging. Aurora's still alive. About to take out a T2 mass extractor. That's just crazy. here comes the bug from Saduga. This is definitely an overreaction from Raging. Actually, no anti-nuke for Raging. Yeah, here's an anti-nuke. It's already loaded with one. And the GC is gonna come out and get killed immediately. But here comes the bug. And it's amazing to not have a huge, like a few hundred NGs around that factory. It's only like 50. And that's why you can see Saduga has a massive air force and Rock doesn't. Actually, Saduga doesn't have that many NGs there either. Saduga probably at 500 unit. Yeah, that's ruining the game, this unit cap. Yama sitting at 242, so if your ally has half the units you do, you might as well give the air force to him, let Yama. And there goes the anti-nuke from Raging. We might see some nukes coming in from Saduga now. This would be a great target here. A lot of build capacity plus some T3 power generators. There is another anti-nuke somewhere here. There it is. It is loaded, not protected. And it appears to have been a massive T3 anti-air spam from Rock. He's got 21 anti-air, T3 anti-air, very good. Anti-air's got plenty of power and is also nearly the unit limit. So on a map like Setons, if you're going to play 2v2, also no UEF from any of these teams. So really the Hive becomes the most important unit. This is a massive T3 anti-air spam from Raging. This is a place you don't want to go. And the bug here at 71 kills, just going after the economy of Raging. These are T3 mask extractors. Massive losses. And there was a pretty massive fight here that we missed. Multiple dead chickens plus a dead bug. It looks like it was the Air Force from Rock. And yet another bug. So now we're seeing at least 3 bugs constructed, 2 still alive from Saduga. .97 kills for the first bug. There's also a donut from Yama. And a chicken going through the water is going to go after Yama's base. And through the middle, finally, we see minute 50 T2 flag being used in good numbers here. This should have happened a long time ago, especially for the navies. Multiple chickens going through the middle. And this flag should be following the chickens. And air fight. Now actually the bug just moved in, took out one. There was another anti-nuke here. They took out 2 anti-nukes, but there's still a third one left remaining. There's a lot of anti-air here, and the bug survives. This is a 5-star bug. A whole bunch of anti here from Rock as well. So we are seeing a nuke now coming in from Saduga, but he probably missed a single one anti-nuke. Multiple chickens coming in from the bottom side through multiple directions. Whole bunch of mercies now being constructed by Yama. This is a great anti-experimental unit. And there goes that nuke. It almost made it, but got taken out by the anti-nuke. So that bug missed out on 1 unit. And now it's just been parked. Can definitely kill a lot more things. And here comes another bug. The economy for Raging taking a massive hit. He's lost a lot of mass extractors. But Rock seems to be doing pretty well. He's got a lot of anti-air. Basically a no-fly zone. Here comes the chicken from Raging, taking out at least 3 T3 power generators. But here comes the donut. It might be constructed by Yama. This chicken can get a few more kills here on those NGs. And also we see multiple chickens. You can see flag pretty effective against the bug plus, but you probably want at least 100 flag. Of course, if you have 500 unit limit, it's harder to bring that much flag with you. And there goes the chicken.
and now it's 76 kills for this chicken. It's about to rendezvous with another. But the donut is really going to dominate these chickens. If you look sideways on this, that chicken is kind of confused. It's a very powerful beam. It's a nice wreck now. And another nuke coming in from Saduga. It's minute 53. And actually now we are seeing these chickens making it into Saduga's base, killing off chickens here. That one was actually a bug, nearly constructed. And this one, if it takes a right turn here, it can kill a lot of T3 power. So this is a very impressive chicken spam from Rock and Saduga, and Rock and Rage, and they sent a lot of them up there, and it's just too hard to kill them all at once. This is going to be a huge loss for Saduga. This nuke was very nice, killed a lot of build capacity for Raging. Raging basically has no base left. He just has a bunch of chickens. All he has left is a couple T3 power generators and a bunch of NGs. And now here comes the bug. It's very dangerous for the bug here and gets taken out. You don't want to fly over Rock's base in this game. And now the chicken's just getting free shots. Here comes the bug. These experimentals do get on land but die very quickly. Here comes another chicken. And this donut still it looks like the air numbers belong to the top side, but Rock, with really the only intact base remaining, could probably make a very nice air force for himself. So Rock really in the best position to win this game. Yet another chicken makes it on land. Pretty good flag protection, but probably not enough against this donut. And there goes the chicken. Yama's still sitting in the corner. Great teleport target. Talking about teleport targets, Rock is also a very good target. We do see absolutely no point defenses anywhere, and if Saduga, with that much power that he used to have, he still has some, could definitely have a teleport in his ACU, but it looks like he's just getting stomped on by a chicken. But he's dodging it. He could kill Rock now if he wanted to. So players really, you can see, not used to playing Setons and not used to getting sniped with teleports. But it looks like Raging has the right idea. Sitting in the ocean. Yet another nuke from Saduga. Not clear where that's going. And this is going to be a very nice force. 3 chickens with a 4th coming in from Raging. Actually, that chicken gets taken out. Saduga now running away. Actually, a dead chicken much more deadly toward that ACU than a live one. Here comes the nuke. And it hits before the anti-nuke can fire. It's a nice nuke from Saduga. This has been an extremely good nuke launcher. 257 kills, 39 for the other. This one is loaded. 2 spare nukes for Saduga. And still a donut for Yama. Not clear why he's not using that. And the bug, a defensive bug for Saduga. Now these chickens are moving in. Yeah, the longer the topside waits in their condition, they're going to lose the air. As you can see, actually both Raging here and Rock making T3 air, and if they win T3 air, they're going to knock down that donut. They're going to knock down those bugs, and the topside won't have anything left. Yet another nuke from Saduga. He's been launching these all game. Looks like that island is the target. It's a good target. And a bug from Saduga moving in. This is really the most unprotected island in the history of Setons. It is protected by a T1 radar and a T1 anti-air turret, and really a bug is an overkill for this island. But it's going to get the job done. And there goes Rocks Island. Gets taken out by a nuke. And now the donut. Yama finally deciding to moving it in to the middle. Whole bunch of wrecks here for anybody who wants them. The bug successfully takes out every unit on the Raging's island. Now it's going to move in. And now we are seeing something like a real air force from both Rock and Raging. And they are going to target this donut. That's going to be very tragic. Very expensive unit. And 4 chickens now moving in on land. Now these chickens are going to poke their head out. They're going to be a target for this donut. But now you can see the donut getting hit by ASF. Gets taken out very quickly. It actually falls in these chickens, but too much health in those. And air seems to be now shifting toward the bottom side. There's still a few units here from Saduga. He's going to try to protect his bug, but this bug is basically going to die soon. Now 4 chickens moving in from Raging. It's definitely not a place you can attack with the bug. Whole bunch of T3 anti-air. If you look at reclamation, this is this is 1 hour. 74,000 for Saduga. Rock is at 24,000. Raging at 59, and Yama at 95. A huge advantage for the top side. But really don't have much left to go on. Now we're seeing Saduga versus Rock in this ASF battle. Doesn't appear like there's any micro whatsoever. This is just patrolling. And very even numbers, but now Raging is going to ruin this even fight. And the air is going to belong completely to the bottom team. Now the chickens are just rolling through and a bug is moving in. But most likely going to die soon as well. And yet another nuke from Saduga. He is going after these chickens. But the chickens do the right thing and dodge. So Saduga missing with the nuke. See, the 4th chicken is going to kill this T3 land factory from Yama. Why have there not been any teleports in this game is very strange. Now it's a 1 hour game. It doesn't look like there's really a way back for Saduga and Yama. So at least on Setons, the APC champions look to be killed. So Raging here is sitting in the water. So you can see Raging is thinking about teleports. He's putting his ACU in a spot that is not really teleport friendly. And yet another nuke from Saduga. But plenty of anti-nukes on this side. Very unprotected anti-nukes, but still anti-nukes. And multiple nukes launched. Those are really nukes of desperation. This one should be taken out. There goes that one. And now the chickens are rolling through for Raging. And finally flak. Flak when you don't need it anymore. And yet another nuke taken out by an anti-nuke. Now Yama has been taken out by a chicken. It's sitting there in the corner all game. And yet another nuke from Saduga. It's been at least 10 nukes from that launcher. Saduga's ACU is sitting in the spawn. He might still go for a teleport, but it really needs a lot more power. And this nuke might actually hit. Nope. 3 nukes and 3 anti-nukes. And now it's all just a matter of time with these chickens getting lots of kills. 113 for this one. Here come the torpedo bombers to take out Saduga in the ocean. Saduga getting some upgrade. Appears that he's finally thinking about a teleport, but it is very late. When he had something like plus 50,000 power, it would have been much easier. Now 5-star chicken. And here come the torpedo bombers. This is nice to see. Good air production. And there goes Saduga. So pretty exciting game between very good players, but you can tell that they're not used to Setons.